And here we are, truly governing together with all the people. The legitimate government of Venezuela effectively rules in our beloved country. No one else. There is no external agent governing Venezuela. It is Venezuela. It is its constitutional government.
In post-Maduro Venezuela, a new power struggle is quietly unfolding behind the scenes. Sources say the Trump administration has put Venezuela's hardline Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello on notice, warning that he could become a top U.S. target unless he cooperates with Washington's demands and helps maintain order during the transition. Cabello, long seen as the main enforcer of repression under Nicolás Maduro, controls security forces accused of widespread human rights abuses. Despite that record, U.S. officials have decided, at least for now, to rely on a small circle of Maduro loyalists to prevent Venezuela from sliding into chaos after the stunning U.S. raid that captured Maduro and his wife and flew them to New York to face narco-terrorism charges. But officials are deeply wary of Cabello. Sources say Washington fears he could act as a spoiler, given his rivalry with interim President Delcy Rodriguez and his influence over intelligence agencies and armed civilian groups known as colectivos. U.S. intermediaries have warned Cabello that defiance could lead to the same fate as Maduro or even place his life in danger. At the same time, U.S. officials are considering other potential targets. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino, also under U.S. drug trafficking indictment and facing a multi-million-dollar bounty, is viewed as crucial to preventing a power vacuum due to his control of the armed forces. Sources say he is seen as less ideological than Cabello and more likely to cooperate in exchange for a safe exit. A senior U.S. Justice Department official underscored the pressure campaign, saying this remains a law enforcement operation and that it is not over. Publicly, the Trump administration insists it is exerting maximum leverage to halt illegal migration, stop drug flows, revive Venezuela's oil infrastructure, and secure what it calls the best outcome for the Venezuelan people. Meanwhile, questions are mounting over who truly governs the country. On her first day in office as Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez pushed back forcefully against U.S. claims of control, insisting that no foreign power is running Venezuela.
January 6th, after the truly terrible and devastating military aggression suffered by our beloved homeland, the nation of Venezuela, at the hands of the United States government. Yesterday, President Maduro declared before a court that he is a prisoner of war, and they declared themselves for what they are, innocent. Decent people who were unjustly broken. His immunity as head of state was disregarded, and both international law and Venezuelan law were completely violated. The government of Venezuela rules in our country. No one else. There is no external agent that governs Venezuela. It is Venezuela. Venezuela does not and will not give up. Venezuela is in a state of active and unwavering resistance, and Venezuela is a truly noble people, a people of peace, always striving for harmony, diligently seeking its own unique path. And it is indeed Venezuela, our beloved nation, that has truly shown the entire world what we are profoundly made of, demonstrating unequivocally that we have grown considerably stronger, that we have matured spiritually and deeply to effectively face all the significant challenges and aggressions that have come our way. The threats. Personally, to those who threaten me, I say this: my destiny is decided by no one but God. That is my answer.
Her remarks came even as President Donald Trump stated openly that Washington is now in charge of Venezuela and announced that Caracas would turn over between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil to the United States, with the proceeds controlled by him as president. Trump said Energy Secretary Chris Wright had been instructed to immediately execute the plan. Behind the scenes, U.S. officials view Rodriguez as the linchpin of their transition strategy, a technocrat they believe is capable of holding power temporarily while meeting U.S. demands on oil access, narcotics enforcement, the expulsion of Cuban security forces, and ending cooperation with Iran. Sources say Washington wants visible progress within weeks. If cooperation falters, leverage remains. The U.S. has identified Rodriguez's overseas assets, reportedly held in Qatar, and could move to seize them. The administration has also ruled out handing power to the opposition for now, concluding that opposition leaders would struggle to keep the peace, potentially forcing the U.S. to deploy ground troops, a step Trump wants to avoid. Instead, Washington has embraced a classified CIA assessment that concluded Maduro's inner circle is best positioned to maintain stability during an interim period, even as plans for elections remain uncertain. Critics have condemned the intervention as neo-colonial and a violation of international law. And on the streets of Caracas, the tensions are visible. Diosdado Cabello appeared at a pro-government march, his first public rally since Maduro was taken from the country, just one day after Rodriguez was sworn in as Venezuela's interim president.
Imperialism knows it has committed a terrible crime, that they have killed civilians. They were killed while they were sleeping, had nothing to do with it, and a bomb exploded on them. Does imperialism know that today it is breaking and violating all the laws? International laws and its own internal laws. Does imperialism know that it has a prisoner of war on its territory, kidnapped here, where he was elected by the majority of Venezuelans to be the constitutional president of our homeland? The administration over there should know that they have generated a terrible anti-American sentiment against them. Terrible for them here in this country. In this country, they have generated an anti-American sentiment. At this moment, it's not just about those who are temporarily administering imperialism, no. It's an anti-American sentiment for having killed a group of Venezuelans who had nothing to do with it. And those who laugh today at their own misfortune don't understand that the Bolivarian revolution is still ongoing here. And they won't understand it, and we're not interested in explaining it to them. They'll experience it themselves, because here the Bolivarian revolution will continue moving forward. And Nicolas and Sylvia won't have to be returned.
For now, the U.S. strategy appears to hinge on pressure, leverage, and uneasy alliances, aiming to control Venezuela's future without placing American troops on the ground. But whether that balance can hold remains deeply uncertain.